When Aaron Rodgers went down just 4 snaps and 75 seconds into his Jets career, the shock and dismay that we all felt in Jets Nation wasn't just because of the entire buildup coming to the conclusion that the trapdoor was opening up on us yet again. That the heartache and pain of the Dan Marino fake spike, the A.J. Dewey multiple interception performance in an AFC championship game in the early 80s, the butt fumble, the blown out Achilles of Vinny Testaverde in 1999's opener that we just had a 24-year anniversary that we didn't celebrate but commemorated last week. All of those put together, one on top of the other, may just possibly equal this trapdoor moment of Aaron Rodgers having his Achilles blowout in just 75 seconds and 4 snaps. It's the stuff you cannot make up. If that's part of the script of the NFL season, I think that script, for the lack of a better phrase, sucks. I would like to have that script thrown out. Rewrite. If there wasn't a strike here in this town.
Noted. Can't do anything.
So, all night long, even with that comeback, which was genuinely exciting, the general sense of it was, it's Zach Wilson's time again, isn't it? And that's the reason why Rodgers was brought in. That's the reason why all the moves were made as soon as the playing season was done. All of them. Was to make sure that Zach Wilson would not start a football game for the Jets again until he was ready to do so. Or the organization was ready to have him do it. And here we are in a circumstance where neither of those are the case. And we knew it. All of us Jets fans knew it. The rest of the National Football League loving nation knew it. That's why I would get texts and people like paying condolences to me. Like this was a family member. So we all knew it. And then the next game hits. And it's the Dallas Cowboys, and not just the Dallas Cowboys of week one. And it's not the Dallas Cowboys of yesteryear where they would play down to their opponent. No, this is a Super Bowl-ready Dallas Cowboys team led by their MVP candidate, Micah Parsons, not their quarterback, who played very well. And Mike McCarthy pushing buttons in a way like it's his Packers heyday all over again. Sending his offense out there first to attack the Jets' strength and then put the pressure on Zach Wilson, who, as expected, appeared unready. And everything that we thought that wouldn't play into the Jets season this year because Aaron Rodgers was there came home to roost in 4 quarters of action. Everything. From Zach Wilson looking unready, lost. Like, honestly, my 10-year-old trying to solve a problem put forth by Professor Oppenheimer. That's the way it looks sometimes for him operating this offense. And an offensive coordinator, for some reason, again, dialing up throwing play after pass play after pass play. When the game wasn't totally out of reach. Winging it around, 3-and-outing a championship defense out on the field over and over again to the point where their bending would eventually lead to a break. Unfortunately, though, that defense did have an opportunity to start the day off on the right foot and let Dak walk down the field. Forcing some third downs that Dak made some plays. So you can't put it all on the quarterback, but it is a quarterback-driven league. And he is, once again, in the center of a maelstrom where we're wondering if this team is going to, just like last year, eventually turn to the kid and go, really? Again? To wit, the defensive rookie of the year last year, Sauce Gardner, who is a delight and is delightful to interact with, and he's a delight when interacting with fans. Looks like he, one game in to the Zach Wilson era 2.0 or 3.0, deleted his Twitter/X account, at I am Sauce Gardner. This account doesn't exist. Yikes. He must have seen quite a bit of invective. Enough. Too much negativity. I'm out. Breece Hall, their dynamic runner from last year, made it back in time for this year. Ripped one off for 80-plus yards in that win against the Bills. Just 4 carries. 4. Zach Wilson had 5. How do we know Breece Hall had 4 carries? He put one football emoji next to the other with ellipses after. You fill in the blank. 4 footballs, he tweeted out at Breece H. Wound up deleting that like Sauce deleted his account. So, do we have problems in the locker room already? Not just with the quarterback, but the play calling for the quarterback, or the quarterback is, doesn't have the right play caller again? Let's hear from the quarterback. Zach Wilson had this to say after the game.
I feel like I'm seeing it well. I really do, and it's really unfortunate to show that as an offense, because we got to be better. I need to be better, but we're right there, and so we're going to go back, and it's a long season. We're going to go watch this film and see how we can improve, and everyone trusts and believes in each other, and we all love each other, so we're excited for the challenge.
Well, I hope that is the case. 2 things. One, much better answer than the one he gave after the sweep in New England, where he looked like he didn't take any accountability, to the point where reportedly his own family called him up saying, why would you say what you said? Look at the film. It's a long season. You bet it's a long season, and it felt long already. Garrett Wilson, you got to wonder what he's thinking. And this is what I love about this kid. Not the fact that he could just take one to the house like he did, but stand in his locker room like a true professional and say what he said after the game. This is Garrett Wilson.
From the outside looking in, it's easy to play the blame the quarterback game, and honestly, that's the world we live in. Where you look at the top man, the head man, the quarterback, the one who makes the money, and then you point the finger. But all of us internally know that we all got to give. We all got to take the right steps and get better. Zach went out there and gave it his all today. We got to make it easier on him. We got to paint better pictures for him. We got to hold up in protection better for him. We got to get open more. Just all that, And as a receiver group, we try and find ways that we can improve and make everyone's job easier. So, that's where we're at.
He may be my favorite Buckeye ever. It's not a deep list. I'll be very honest with you. I love him.
Like Mike Vrabel.
Boy, is he so good at football. And what you just saw right there is so professional and so tough, standing at your locker when it's all happening again. Getting texts from all over the place during the game. I'll share this one with you, because it speaks to what we all feel as Jets fans. One of the most famous Jets fans on planet Earth. LD texted me. Put up on the screen. He wrote, "My Wilson rope is getting very frayed." I wrote back, "Is that the rope Carl used to kill himself?" We're finding laughs. We're using their smile as our umbrella, because Larry feels the same way that I feel, that I think a lot of Jets fans feel, is that Zach Wilson, again, everything was set up to not have this happen again, and it seems to be happening again. And part of the again is me wondering, is it Wilson or is it the system around him? Or is it both together? The fact that the Cowboys had 2 fewer rushes than the Jets had total plays yesterday. The Cowboys ran it 44 times. The Jets had 46 total plays. How do you go into this game and not commit? Write down on your piece of paper, like Kevin Costner did in draft day, 10 touches for Breece Hall no matter what. Keep running it. I don't care if it's just 2 yards and 2 yards or whatever, but at least that would be some sort of biting on a play action. It just seems to be, that's my concern here. Again, Troy Aikman said it in the middle of the Week 1 Monday night game, is Nathaniel Hackett was brought in for Rodgers. Now, they didn't think they could get, it wasn't a guarantee they were getting Rodgers when they brought Hackett in, but that was the reason. And maybe for a better voice for Zach Wilson. But the offense all summer, summer, was predicated on Rodgers going to the line and knowing what the defense is doing and being the brilliant neck-up guy and getting the Jets in the right play. Now it's Nathaniel Hackett having a coordinated offense for yet another Wilson. And I got to wonder, does he have it or not? Because that split yesterday was like, why are we watching this kid try and solve the splitting of an atom-type problem when he still struggles with what appears to be basic algebra? And when he does and he just rips it, it can work. But let's get some running out. Like, that was a total, complete disaster of 3 interceptions in a row to end it just in time for the Jets to go home and face the guy who put the Jets in this position with Wilson in the first place more than anybody else. And loves to torment this team because, A, it's fun. B, he's got a long memory. C, because he's got a long memory and it's fun for him. And he's now 0-2. Bill Belichick is coming to town. And I thought this game would be, Chris, I kept saying to you over and over and over again, you know, and you're like, same intensity when it actually hits. I'm like, it's finally going to be different. But it's Zach Wilson coming off of 3 straight possessions to end a disastrous day where the defensive player, rookie of the year, is deleting his Twitter account, and their best running back is deleting tweets that he's pointing out how bad the play calling mix was for him. Put the game on his back. He only rehabbed to get back in time for this, and he gets 4 touches when clearly the quarterback is struggling, when all of this is happening, and Zach Wilson is saying stuff like, I think I'm seeing the field better. Get that soundbite about what another quarterback used to see when Belichick was out there on the field, Mike. One guy is saying, I feel like I'm seeing it better, he says. And now it's time
seeing ghosts
for that. Belichick's coming to town. They better get this straight. They better go out and get another veteran because you have to figure out something. You have to. And I know you were just 1-1, but again, it's the fact that it's happening again. And I'm putting my hope in something I never knew that existed called a speed bridge. You hear about this one yesterday?
Speed bridge?
Yes. It's got nothing to do with the Hudson River. It's got nothing to do. It's got nothing to do with Bayonne. And Chris Christie can't shut this one down, Mike.
Wow.
No.
Wow.
It's apparently the innovative surgical advancement that the great Dr. Neil Elitrosh of Southern California fame, you see him with that beautiful hair on the sideline of the Rams.
Yeah, Rams, every game.
Apparently, this is what he used to help Rodgers' Achilles heal faster, with a possibility of his return occurring in January if the Jets make the playoffs. And what I saw yesterday, it's like you could use a speed bridge and put it, in sprint mode, going 100 million miles an hour, 0 to 60 horsepower, whatever you want in 1.3 seconds. It ain't happening. And the fact that we're back here again, I still cannot believe it. And I just have to hope against hope that Robert Saleh, as he's got that 1,000-yard stare watching this happen again, is going to, and Joe Douglas and Woody Johnson, who made these great moves in the offseason, are going to have to sit there and, like, let's see what happens against Belichick. I will be watching it like the proverbial horror movie. And then comes on Sunday Night Football with the Chiefs and Chris Jones and Patrick Mahomes and Kelsey coming to their house. Like, if you want the speed bridge to actually pave some tolls and put some revenue in your pocket this year, 1-3 and 1-4 ain't cutting it with the way Tua is playing and Josh Allen looked and the way that the Chiefs are looking, Ravens are looking. You need to act fast. I don't know what the answer is. I don't want to hit the panic button yet because I know Robert Saleh's not doing that. Just like everyone remain calm. Sauce, put your Twitter account back on. Brees, you're going to get more than 4. And guess what, Nathaniel Hackett? You're going to make sure he gets more than 4 because look what Raheem Mostert did on Sunday friggin' night. And Brees Hall's better than Raheem Mostert, with all due respect, Raheem, who says that he's faster than Tyreek Hill. But it's a red alert situation right now. They're lucky to not be 0-2. I can't believe we're back in this situation where the locker room, we're wondering, do they get it? Are they together? I know he said that they love each other, which is great. Zach has just got to just take care of the ball better, and the Jets offensive coordinator needs to take care of Zach better. It's that simple.
Yeah.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.